Hey, thanks for joining me again. It's Lokazi. Here we have a game between two Zerg players, actually. Zero Rush, who plays Zerg as his main, and Sly, who also plays Zerg as his main. It's another one of those King of the Hill battles, like I said. Sly has been on top, I think, for 3 games now, and so Zero Rush is going to try and dethrone him. He was King of the Hill earlier in the evening. It's really interesting to watch two Zerg players play, as a lot of Zerg, even in the Diamond League, you see a lot of, oh, I'm going to build a bunch of Zerglings, oh, they're going to build a bunch of Banelings, oh, I'm going to build Banelings, counter back and forth, and a lot of the game can be pushing back and forth just with those two units. While it can be fun, generally it gets a little stale. Hopefully we'll see something a little more exciting out of these two players, as both of them are as unconventional as you can be with Zerg. Obviously you need to go to the standard build in order to defend from, different cheeses and things like that, but they generally try to play a little bit different than the standard. I'm going to watch this video and see the same thing every time. So hopefully they'll pull out a good game for us. I haven't seen this one, so it's a new for both of us, for all of us, I guess. They're sending out their scouts. They cross each other midair. Of course, they know where they are on this map, as there's only one spawn location. Now, Zero is sending out a drone. He's going to try and scout any type of irregularity or any telltale sign of some type of different build order out of Sly here. Maybe, you know, one base, huge push with roaches, anything like that to try and counter the general strat of, again, Banelings and Zerglings right off the bat, and lots of back and forth with that. Now the problem with the Baneling Zergling thing is once you get into that cycle, it's hard to break out of it, as both players are going to be laying a lot of pressure on each other. So hopefully, again, it won't start up, so we don't have to watch, that back and forth for 15 minutes before one of them texts to Mutalisks, which is generally what happens in those battles. Now, Zero Rush is over here, and he's looking for information. He's looking for the spawning pool. He's looking for how many drones it looks like are up. Looks like both players are doing pretty much the exact same thing. Both of them have their spawning pools about halfway done. Looks like Zero has thrown up his extractor already, and Sly has not. Sly's actually behind in drone count. Oh, he's fast expanded. Very early. He didn't even go for gas. He's already gone for his expansion. Now, I'm not sure if Zero did see that. Looks like he's going to go search for it, seeing that there's no gas. He knows, there it is. He sees that there's an expansion down here, so he knows that Sly is trying for the fast expand, trying to get a good economic advantage on him. He probably thinks that he may be going for a big Zergling push again. A lot of players will build a second hatchery in their base for a big Zergling push with Banelings to try and get the other Zerg player if there's not the initial, 7 pool versus 7 pool struggling economy build-up. A lot of players will build a second hatchery in their base just to have extra larvae for mutating all of those Zerglings and Banelings. It looks like he may have thought Sly was going for that, and he's going to try and take up to Mutalisks pretty fast here. Looks like he's throwing the second gas out. Or it could just be going a very heavy roach build. We'll see what he's going to do with that. Sly, in the meantime, has expanded, is mostly done with his hatchery. Zero getting a few little pinches off on it, trying to deal some damage, I guess. I'm not sure if he's going to follow that up with Zerglings or if he's just meant to harass and see if Sly's going to cancel it like it's a big joker or some type of ploy or anything like that. Now, he is morphing a Spine Crawler, probably again in anticipation of that Zergling battle that lots of Zerg players have. And his Overlord is forced to retreat as Sly gets out his Queen. Now, both of those are about equal speed on the creep, so he's probably going to be able to get away with that. Some very slow micro battle here. No one really coming out the victor, and the Overlord will live to fight another day and provide that supply for Zero. Now back at Zero's base, his Spine Crawler's almost done. He has a few Zerglings out. Looks like he's morphing a few more, which is good because Sly has sent some Zerglings across the map. I'm not sure if he's going to just be placing those at the towers, or if he's just going to scout, or if he's going to go for some type of little exploration harassment on the drones. He generally does not build Spine Crawlers, so he may assume other Zerg players don't. Well, he generally builds them for his expansion. He generally does not build them for his main base. Now, he does have his Roach worn out, and he has his first Roach. He loves that early ground mix out of the Zerg. He loves going those Roaches and Zerglings to try and get a good early push most of the time. And Zero has his little Zergling group. He's going to go move them to try and block off the stairs as much as possible, so Sly's units can't get in and can't scout what's going on in his base. You want to put your Zerglings up there to kind of defeat that. And looks like I was right. Looks like he's gone for that Spire as soon as possible. He morphed to Lair, got his Spire up. It's making right now. Now he moved his units back, and he let Sly into his base for a little bit of exploration, but I don't think Sly is going to be able to gather that he does not gather that a Mutalisk, a Spire, is coming up, rather. He does have his Overlords right outside of his base and a few Zerglings to see if he expands, try and pick off any drone that runs out there. And looks like Zero's out and about looking, probably to counter exactly that. And forcing Sly's Zerglings back across the map. Now, he's already set up his expansion. It's got a few drones cooking on it over here. And he has a few roaches kind of patrolling about, it looks. I'm not sure if he rallied them back to his ramp, but probably. He's probably trying to prevent the super speed Zerglings running up that hill and harassing his mineral line. Looks like he's throwing out a evolution chamber, probably anticipating the Mutalisk, as he hasn't seen any roaches out and about over in Zero's base, and he knows he's going for a one base play, or he assumes he's going for a one base play, because he's checked most of the map and hasn't seen an expansion going up. So he's probably assuming he went heavy gas and went for Mutalisks, which he's correct in assuming. So he threw up that evolution chamber, always a good choice for a second or third building for a Zerg player. So he has the air defense if he needs it. Looks like he's spending his creep up the left-hand side of the map here and down his ramp to connect to his expansion. Very good idea. So he can defend each as quickly as possible. Keep those roaches who are very slow off that creep before their upgrade. Now here's the first wave of mutas. It looks like there's 5 of them coming across. Harassing one of Sly's overlords, which he retreats. He lets it go, opting instead to push as fast as possible. Now it looks like he's anticipated this and is morphing his Spinecrawler. He loses one of his queens, and Zero's looking around for other targets like a Hydras then. He doesn't see it, and he starts in on the Spore Crawler. Now he'll be able to kill the Spore Crawler. Oh, here comes George's queen. Sly, rather. Here it comes. Is he going to be able to transfuse? Oh, so close. But he saves it and drives those Mutalisks off. Very good. I'm not sure why he didn't have it attacking while I was over there. Oh, and here are the Hydras to prevent from some further Muta harassment there. Beats a HG retreat back. Now he still hasn't expanded. He probably should have tried to go for an expansion during the time frame where he was making that push. He's throwing up a Roach Warren to get some tanks down for his Mutalisks. He's probably going to try and tank the Hydras with his mutas, for his mutas. That is, with those roaches. I can't believe he saved that Spore Crawler. It was so close to dead. Very, very close. He's throwing up a second one, a good idea in case he comes back in more force. And he's out looking for a possible place to expand to. Looks like he's found it. Sly, meanwhile, making a little push up here on the right-hand side. He has control of the tower, so Zero does not know that he's coming. And Zero's Roach Warren is almost done. Looks like he's mutating quite a few mobs here. Looks like mutas and some drones. Now he has a few Zerglings out, and he does have those Mutalisks, which are killing Sly's sacrificial overlord that he probably threw in there to try and get some discovery out. Looks like he's up to 7 Mutalisks, which should be a decent amount. Though there are 5 Hydras, 5 Roaches, and looks like 3 Zerglings coming to help. Oh, 6 Hydras now. So it'll be a pretty good little battle over here outside of Zero's base, or perhaps inside Zero's base. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be inside Zero's base. Sly quickly moving to take out the overlords, which Zero is a little too slow to back up. And he is going to get supply capped here by those 2 kills, which is a really good move. Even if Sly loses this battle, he knows he just made him spend at least 200 more resources to get back that supply. Now Sly, moving his mutas there, and a good use of the Queen's transfuse ability again, this time by Zero Rush to save one of his Mutalisks. Looks like Sly is going to try and take out that Spinecrawler, maybe to try and get in some Speedlings in a minute, try and harass. And looks like he's going to aim for some drones. Looks like he took out 1. See if he can get 2, 3. He took out 3 before losing. So